Welcome back to the show. Now, if you're looking for something fun to do, well, the Eagle Valley Library District has something for every single human being in the family, and we've got Carrie Mae joining us on the couch to talk about all of the great programmings that they're reintroducing. Good morning, Carrie Mae.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, we're really excited. Kind of kicking the new year off with jumping full-blown back into programming. So like you said, we have something for all age groups. Adults, teens, kids. Our Saturday story times in Avon kick off this Saturday. We have crafting classes for adults kicking off again. That will be next Tuesday, and then we're going to be doing the third Tuesdays of the month. We have some gratitude workshops coming up. We just launched a new teen Dungeons and Dragons club in Avon. And it was last night, and let me tell you, those kids were having so much fun. I don't know much about Dungeons and Dragons, so I didn't know what to expect, but they clearly had a good time.
See, I think it's so cool that you don't expect a library to do so much and bring so many programs to life, and it is a ton of fun, and especially because we love the kids, and we do a lot of things for the kids, but the young adults are important, and especially because this is a great way for them to connect with kids from other schools or maybe from different areas here in our community. But then to have the adult programming too is a ton of fun, because what if you're new to the Valley and you want to make friends? This is a great way to get out there and meet people where you're not in that typical bar scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a program very recently for adults. We had someone who just moved here coming in and making connections. So I always like to say it's about community connections, right? It's getting to know people. So there's always a learning component, and there's usually a fun component, but there's also really a community connecting, a socialization component, which is just really cool.
It is really cool, and you guys do such a good job to make them fun and easy for everyone to come to. So maybe if you can't make one because you work this time, well, then there's a different one at this time, and so everyone can really adjust to their schedules and make sure that they get to come out to these, which the library just has so many amenities that you get to participate in, and all you have to do is get the easiest library card in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have programs at all three of our branches too. So wherever you are in Eagle County, you can get to a branch. Avon, Eagle, Gypsum. Like you said, it's super easy to get a library card. All you need is a photo ID, and we will get you a card. So, we will always have our core product of, books, magazines, movies, but we're constantly looking for ways to program more, do more, just really encourage lifelong learning.
Which I think is one of the best things about it. And then, of course, you have things like Libby that you can have access to. But let's go back to this adult programming. Yeah. So if people are interested in doing these really fun crafts that you guys are bringing to life, instead of the grab-and-go bags that you guys kind of had last year, where you could participate a little bit, but you didn't get to do it with all of the people and meet new people, then how can people find more information on it?
Our website, evld.org, or just call your local branch, ask them if they have any adult craft programs coming up. We do ask people to sign up in advance just so we have enough supplies on hand. We don't want to run short on supplies. And then we also use it to promote our great database called Creative Bug. So if you miss a class program but you're really interested in crafting, check out Creative Bug. It has so many crafts, art projects. Some of them are like 30 days of journaling or 30 days of drawing, and some of them are just a one-time program. But they're all led by professional artists, designers, crafters. And it's like the coolest database for me.
It sounds like a ton of fun, and especially if your New Year's resolution was maybe to tap more into that creative side of your brain, this is a great way to do so. And I know that that's something I kind of struggle with, because I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to bring it out, and then I sit there and I'm like, well, I have a stick figure, and that's wonderful.
No, and it's it gives you a list of supplies you need. It gives you how long it's going to take. It's basically like a recipe, step-by-step recipe for crafting. There's videos. It's just, I think it was originally created by Joanne Fabric, so they really threw a lot into it in terms of crafting and creating. So.
Which is a ton of fun, and this is just one of the many resources that you'll be able to enjoy at the Eagle Valley Library District, whether you want to go online, whether you want to go in person. Now, some of the other great programs that you guys have, which we've talked about a little bit in the past, but you guys are really doing a great job with college and careers right now for the high school kids, so that if they're in that phase where maybe their parents don't have the time to go talk to the school counselors, but they want to get some information, they can come in and you guys have an entire corner dedicated.
Yes, we do. We call it our College and Career Corner. Right now it's only in our Avon branch, but there are resources from ninth graders all the way up for those getting ready to apply to college or getting ready to go to college. Just really helping them answer their questions, really making it accessible during those off-school hours, right? So it's always there. We have our teen specialist in Avon, Laureen, has worked very hard, and she's very knowledgeable about those resources. And she's also constantly learning and gathering more resources. We're starting to partner with different entities around Eagle County to really get those programs out to the students who most need them.
Which I think is such an incredible way that you guys really just stay super active here in our community. Now, some other things that you guys have going on is we were just looking at the story times actually, for things that people can get out there and do with their families, and you guys have an entire lineup of story time.
Yeah, it's almost overwhelming to look at our story time list. Again, we have the Avon Eagle Gypsum, we have Saturday story times, we have bilingual story times, we have preschool, toddler, baby, we have baby lap sit story time. So, I mean, literally there is no age that is too young for story time. We're obviously big on that early literacy piece being library, so the earlier the better.
The earlier the better for sure. And then of course, let's talk briefly about my best friend Libby, because I can't not stop talking about Libby. I just read this book, and it was so scary that every night I've had to like double check all my windows are locked, double check all my doors are locked, and that's how you know the author is amazing. And also
the narrator.
And the narrator. You're like so convinced by just like the change of the voices, and there were 3 different characters that were embodied and perspectives that were given, and so the narrator like changed the voice between the sisters, which is normally really hard, and so it was amazing.
No, I've found that a good narrator can take like a good book and just make it phenomenal.
Right.
I also love when authors, like famous authors, like Tom Hanks did this. Tom Felton just has a new book out. But so like famous, maybe celebrities write a memoir and then they narrate it themselves. It's like in their own voice. I love hearing that. I think it just adds an extra piece that, I mean, as much as I love reading, like you can't get that from reading. So, you know, I'm a huge audiobook fan just because it does add an extra layer.
Well, and when you're always constantly on the go, like we've talked, if you commute a lot, or if you walk your dog a lot, or if you're doing a lot of chores, this is a great way to kind of focus your brain on something, but also like just be like kind of going through your motions of activities. So I was folding laundry last night. This was a 20-hour book. I'm 2 hours away from finishing it, and I started it last week. That's like a perspective of how good it has been and how I can't put it down. And so Libby is amazing, and you get access to Libby if you have a library card.
Absolutely, and you can get access from anywhere that has Wi-Fi. Like that, I cannot say how awesome that is. You know, if you're traveling, you can get a book, or you know. So same with all of our websites, and our databases. They're always accessible 24/7 online. But you know, once you get that Libby app on your phone, anywhere you have Wi-Fi, man, add a book.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Carrie Mae, thank you so much for coming in, giving us all this great information, and thanks for doing all the things that you do for our community to really make sure that everyone has a safe place to go do something fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Make sure that you go check out the Eagle Valley Library District, whatever one is most convenient for you here in Avon, Gypsum, or Eagle, and that way you can get your hands on a library card so you can enjoy all of these wonderful activities. We're going to take a short break. When we come back from the break, we're going to go check in the kitchen and see how our noodles are coming along, so stay tuned.